Did you know an octopus has blue blood? Well, guess what I did, and guess what? I got a little book of notes here. Well, it's not a book, it's just a page. I have a page of notes here about octopus. Which, let me say, it is the correct plural is octopuses, not octopi. Stop saying it, I hate it. Say octopuses, but make sure you enunciate. Octopodes is also a thing, but it's like ancient Greek, and nobody really speaks ancient Greek anymore, so don't waste your time. Just say octopuses. So like I said, got a page of facts here. I'm gonna relay them onto you. See if you find them as interesting as I did. Number one, there are around 300 species of octopus, and they are all venomous. So steer clear of octopus, or just don't let them bite you. Maybe put a little muzzle on their beak. Maybe invent a beak muzzle. Then you could maybe birds would be an easier pet. I don't know. Number two, there are two types of octopus. They are Inserina and they are Serina. The main difference being the Inserina lack special filaments around their suckers on their arms, and Inserina don't have the little swimming fins on their bulbous heads. Number three, each octopus has 3 hearts. 2 of them, the only thing they do is pump blood through the gills to oxygenate the blood so they can breathe and not die. The other one just, does the boring heart stuff, pump blood through the body, whatever, keep you alive. Who needs it? Number 4. Just like a starfish, an octopus can cut off one of its arms and then grows it right back. Which would be useful if you're getting chased by like a shark or something, because pretend you were getting chased by a robber or something down the street, and you just cut off your arms and threw it at him. Now, I don't know about that robber, but if somebody did that to me, I might cry out of terror. Because that's horrifying. So if you cut off your arm, if I'm chasing you, if I'm chasing you and you cut off your arm, you're free. I won't chase you anymore. I probably won't ever look at you again. Probably. Number 5. 2/3 of their neurons are actually in their legs, which means basically each one of their legs has a mind of its own. So like if it cuts off its arm, that leg will, kind of like crawl away and look for food or something, because that's what they do. That's the only thing our hands are for, getting food, right? Number 6. Octopuses actually learn very easily. They're very smart creatures. They're the smartest of the invertebrates, which is, not much competition there because the invertebrates are kind of dumb. But octopuses learn very easily, and they also can learn by observation, which means that if 2 octopuses are just hanging out in the playground somewhere, and one of them opens a jar of peanut butter, because who doesn't love peanut butter? The other octopus would be like, oh, hey, I now know how to open a jar of peanut butter if I ever need to, because I also love peanut butter. So then 2 octopus know how to open jars, and then it just kind of perpetuates itself throughout the octopus population until, every octopus has an addiction to peanut butter. Number 7, the common octopus, which is the one we've been talking about the entire time, the Octopus vulgaris, has special pigment cells and specialized muscles in its skin, so it can change color like a chameleon, except it has more control over it than a chameleon does. And the octopus can also change its shape to make it look like coral or something like that. So basically, if you're chasing an octopus, it's either going to change its color so you can't see it, change its shape so you can't see it, or chop off one of its arms and throw it at you. And then if it bites you, you're dead anyways. So probably not something you want to go hunting anytime soon. Number 8, when they're not cutting off their arms and throwing it at people, they live in their little lair, their little cave, whatever you want to call it, and they'll actually collect shells from clams or oysters, quahogs, whatever, and lay them around, spiked up around their little cave lair entrances, so that if something for some reason is coming after it, even though it's been throwing its arms at it the entire time, it'll run to the shells and cut its face up or something, and it'll be like, whatever, you're not even worth it, you're just a giant booger in the ocean. Number 9, they actually all have individual personalities, which I thought was pretty interesting. It has been found that when octopus are given little toys or whatever, like Happy Meal toys, each one will react differently to the little toy or object or whatever you give it. Leading to the assumption that they do have individual personalities, although nobody's been able to ask because nobody can speak octopus yet. We're working on it. Number 10, this is kind of a double fact thing. The ink contains a chemical that I cannot pronounce, but the chemical causes a blinding irritation and it blurs your sense of smell and taste. So if it like sprays its ink all over your face, you're gonna be really dazed and confused. You're not really gonna know where it went. Not only because it's black ink and you literally can't see anything, but because you can't smell or taste anything anyways. So you're not going to be able to figure out where it is. But also because it is, poisonous in a sense. If the octopus who sprays the ink doesn't pretty much immediately get out of the cloud of ink, it will kill itself with its own ink, basically. What are we on? Number 11. Each octopus lays, well, not each, only female. Female octopus lay up to 400,000 eggs, which is a lot of eggs, which is a lot of really tiny little octopus floating around. However, when two octopus mate, besides the fact that they have a very aggressive mating ritual, they end up dying after mating. The male octopus just kind of wanders off and shrivels up somewhere and dies, while the female will actually, she'll go into her cave and she'll lay her hundreds of thousands of eggs, and then she'll sit there, just in her little cave, she'll just sit down, and she'll use her tentacles to brush water over the eggs to keep them healthy. I don't know. But because she's constantly sitting there forever, just brushing water over these eggs, she'll actually end up starving to death and dying by the time her hundreds of little octopus army hatches. Number 13, this is the last one I got for you guys. Octopus actually have, like I said at the beginning of the video, blue blood, which is a little bit of kind of like Predator kind of thing. If you've ever seen that, it's old, whatever. They have a blue blood. It's blue because it's a copper-based blood, which reacts a lot better to the cold temperatures around the octopus body because they're at the bottom of the ocean. I don't know if you've ever been in the ocean, but it's very cold. Our blood, as you, me, everybody else knows, is red. That is because it's an iron-based blood, and it works better at getting the blood through the system at the temperatures we're usually at. But if you went down to the level of an octopus, your blood wouldn't work nearly as well because it's not used to that kind of temperature, but the copper-based blue blood an octopus has works very well at that temperature. Let me just add on, they live 1 to 2 years before they mate and die, generally speaking. So, probably not a great pet. Also, they're poisonous, so that's another reason why they're probably not a good pet. Venomous, not poisonous. There's a difference. I'll explain that in a different video. There's a good little trick to learn if it's venomous or poisonous and the difference. But that's all I got on my little page of notes here. So, stay toasty.